"Will you marry me?" I asked as I gave her the ring. The alien princess reply was stunning. The war had been raging for 3 years when Captain Jake Miller first saw her. Princess Zara of the Valtarian Empire stood 7 feet tall with skin that shimmered, like liquid silver under the twin suns of Kepler Prime. Her eyes were deep purple pools that seemed to hold the wisdom of 1,000 worlds. Yet despite her alien beauty, there was something unmistakably fierce about her, as she led her people against the mechanical hordes of the Synthex invasion. Jake had crashed on this distant world during a reconnaissance mission. His ship, the small fighter craft Falcon, lay in twisted metal pieces across a crystalline valley. The distress beacon was broken, and Earth was 40 light-years away. He thought he would die alone on this strange planet until she found him. The first time their eyes met was during the Battle of the Crystal Spires. Jake had been hiding behind fallen rocks, watching in amazement, as Zara single-handedly held off a squad of Synthex war machines. Her weapon was unlike anything humans had ever created. It fired bolts of pure energy that seemed to bend reality itself. The machines that had been terrorizing this sector of space fell like wheat before her power. When the battle ended, she approached his hiding spot with cautious steps. Her purple eyes studied him with curiosity rather than hostility. "You are not from this world," she said in perfect English, though her voice carried musical tones no human throat could produce. Jake nodded slowly, trying not to show fear. "I am Captain Jake Miller of the Earth Defense Force. My ship crashed 3 days ago." She extended a hand that glowed with faint silver light. "I am Princess Zara cum human warrior. We have much to discuss. That was 6 months ago." Now Jake fought alongside the Valtarian forces against their common enemy. The Synthex machines had been destroying worlds across the galaxy, consuming all organic life. They encountered Earth itself was under threat, and Jake knew his homeworld needed allies like the Valtarians to survive. During those months of fighting, Jake learned that Zara was not just beautiful and powerful, but also brilliant. Her strategic mind had saved countless lives. She could predict enemy movements with uncanny accuracy, and her compassion for her people was legendary among the Valtarian military. More importantly, Jake found himself falling in love with her. It started with small moments. Zara would share her rations when food was scarce. She learned to appreciate human humor, even though some jokes made no sense to her alien mind. She taught Jake about Valtarian culture and history, while he told her stories of Earth and humanity. Our way she listened to his tales of human achievements with genuine wonder made his heart race. When she laughed at his attempts to pronounce Valtarian words, the sound was like silver bells in the wind. One night after a particularly difficult battle, they sat together watching the alien constellations. Jake had been carrying his grandmother ring in his pocket for weeks, trying to find the courage to ask the question that burned in his mind. Zara spoke softly about her duties as princess, how she must choose a mate who could unite the scattered Valtarian colonies. Her people were dying and needed strong leadership to survive the war. She would likely have to marry some Valtarian noble she barely knew for political reasons. That was when Jake realized he could not wait any longer. The next evening, after they had secured another victory against the Synthex, Jake asked Zara to walk with him to the crystal gardens near the Valtarian capital. The alien flowers glowed with bioluminescent light, creating a romantic atmosphere unlike anything on Earth. His heart pounded as he pulled out the simple gold ring that had belonged to his grandmother. It looked so plain compared to the advanced technology and exotic beauty surrounding them. "Zara, I have something important to ask you," he began, his voice shaking slightly. She turned to face him, her purple eyes reflecting the garden lights with otherworldly beauty. "I know we come from different worlds, different species even, but these months, fighting beside you, have been the happiest of my life. You are brave, brilliant, and beautiful beyond words. You have shown me what true strength looks like." Jake dropped to one knee, holding up the ring. "Will you marry me?" he asked as he gave her the ring. For a long moment, Zara stared at the simple gold band in stunned silence. Jake felt his heart sink, thinking he had made a terrible mistake. How could an alien princess possibly want to marry a human soldier? Then Zara began to speak, and her reply was stunning. "Jake Miller of Earth," she said, her voice filled with emotion. You offer me this small circle of metal, but you do not understand what you truly give. She knelt down to meet his eyes at the same level. Among my people there is an ancient prophecy. It speaks of a warrior from the stars who will come when our darkest hour arrives. This warrior will fight beside our greatest leader, and together they will save both their peoples from extinction. Jake listened in amazement as she continued. The prophecy says this star warrior will offer a bond of unity, a symbol of two worlds becoming one. It will not be made of precious Valterian crystals or exotic metals, but of simple materials that represent pure love. Zara took the ring from his trembling fingers. This ring. Jake, this simple human ring fulfills the ancient words exactly. My people believe you are the prophesied star warrior, and I am meant to be your mate. She slipped the ring onto her finger where it began to glow with the same silver, light as her skin. But even without the prophecy, my answer would be yes. You have shown me that love transcends species, that courage comes in all forms. You fight for people not your own, because it is right. That makes you more worthy than any Valterian. Noble Jake felt tears in his eyes as Zara continued. Together we will unite our peoples. Human technology and Valterian energy weapons will create an unstoppable force against the Synthex. Our children will be bridges between two worlds, creating a new future neither of us could imagine alone. She leaned forward and kissed him. The sensation was electric. Literally, as small sparks of energy danced between their lips. It was unlike anything Jake had ever experienced. When they broke apart, Zara smiled with joy that illuminated her entire being. Besides, she said with a laugh that sounded like music, I have grown quite fond of human humor, and your terrible pronunciation of our language. Someone must stay close to you to translate. They held each other under the alien stars, planning their wedding and the campaign that would save both Earth and Valteria. The ring continued to glow on her finger, a symbol of love that had bridged the gap between worlds. Jake had come to this planet as a crashed pilot, but he would leave as a prince with a warrior princess bride who would help save the galaxy.